Greetings, everybody. Today is Monday, and I hope you had a good weekend. I hope you're able to worship your Lord and give Him thanks and praise for all that He has done for you. It is good to start the week that way, and so I hope you were able to do that. Today we wrap up Psalm 119, and we begin with verse 161. So get out your Bibles, and we'll wrap this chapter up here. Psalm 119, verse 61. Princes persecute me without cause, but my heart stands in awe of your words. I rejoice at your word like one who finds great spoil. I hate and abhor falsehood, but I love your law. 7 times a day I praise you for your righteous rules. Great peace have those who love your law. Nothing can make them stumble. I hope for your salvation, O Lord, and I do your commandments. My soul keeps your testimonies. I love them exceedingly. I keep your precepts and testimonies, for all my ways are before you. Let my cry come before you, O Lord. Give me understanding according to your word. Let my plea come before you. Deliver me according to your word. My lips will pour forth praise, for you teach me your statutes. My tongue will sing of your word, for all your commandments are right. Let your hand be ready to help me, for I have chosen your precepts. I long for your salvation, O Lord, and your law is my delight. Let my soul live and praise you, and let your rules help me. I have gone astray like a lost sheep. Seek your servant, for I do not forget your commandments. Well, the psalmist certainly ends on a realistic way. I have gone astray like a lost sheep. Seek your servant. I have gone astray like a lost sheep. Seek your servant. You know, when the note that I have for that verse says it's interesting how that this last verse contrasts with the first verse. And the first verse in this psalm says, let me find it here. It says, blessed are those whose way is blameless. Blessed are those whose way is blameless. And here at the end, he's saying, I have gone astray like a lost sheep. So what he's saying is, I'm not blameless. I have sinned, and I have sinned against you. But then he says, for I do not forget your commandments. That word is still a part of his life. And I think this is important for us to understand, because in our sinfulness, you know, the goal is to be blameless, but we're never going to achieve that goal. So we need something to guide us and lead us along the journey of life, because we're never going to reach perfection on this side of heaven. And so what I think the psalmist is contrasting here is that the blamelessness is what I want to achieve, but the reality is that my sinfulness wins out more often than not. But the Word is where he finds his refuge. The Word is where he finds his hope. The Word is where he finds his strength to continue on. I like what it says in verse 165. It says, great peace have those who love your law. Nothing can make them stumble. So we will stumble, but nothing is going to keep having us stumble to the point where we lose our lives. Staying in the Word gives us that refuge to be able to just keep moving on. It gives us strength to get up in another day. It gives us strength to move forward when things do not look well for us. When we get caught in our transgressions, when things happen around us that we don't understand. Those are things that can trap us. Those are things that can keep us from living the lives that God desires for us to live. And he does have great peace for us, who follow his rules, who follow his law, who spend time in his word hearing of his promises and of his love for us despite who we are. You know, the amazing thing about God is that even though he knows us, he still loves us. And that is a cherished promise that we have from our God. And yes, as the psalmist says, I have gone astray like a lost sheep. There is no doubt about that, O God. But in your word, I hear that I'm forgiven. In your word, I hear that I have hope. In your word, I can gain strength to keep moving on, even though the sinfulness wins in me more than I'd like. I want to be blameless, but I can't. But your word will give me strength to move forward beyond that. And so, you know, that's kind of a good wrap-up for Psalm 119. It just constantly reminds us that this word is so precious to us. And I hope you gathered that through this last week and a half or so. Because the word is the stronghold that we have when we fail. It's the stronghold that we have when life turns turmoil in turmoil to us. And so it is our lifeblood. And that is where we're going to find everything we need to move forward. And so may God's blessings be upon you this day, and be a blessing whenever and wherever you can.